Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erin, and today I am doing Q3 update for my 23 in 2023. So I will make sure to have all of my videos for this series linked down below in the playlist. But basically last year I picked 23 items out of my collection that I wanted to finish this year. And I've been giving quarterly updates. This update might be a little bit redundant because all the remaining items are in my project pan. That video went up on the 5th, and I'll make sure to have it linked up above and also my playlist down below. But I did want to stay consistent and go over all of my progress, how I've been doing with getting these 23 items out of my collection, and kind of talk about some predictions about how I feel like I'm going to do for the rest of the year. So if you want to see my update, go ahead and stick around. At the beginning of my updates, I like to go through very quickly the items that I have already used up. So let me go ahead and pull the items that I used up in Q1, and I'll quickly run through those. So I went through a total of 5 items in the first quarter, and that was my Clinique Quick Liner in black. That was my Urban Decay liner in Perversion. This was just a mini, so this is one that I went through. I went through the Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balm in Mango. I went through my number 7 powder. I do have a Franken bronzer pressed into here right now, but this was an empty for the powder. And then I did go through my Believe Beauty foundation, and those were my tally marks for being able to get through this product. Let me go ahead and pull my items for Q2. This was my most successful quarter for Q2, so let me pull all those items. So for Q2, I ended up finishing up 11 items, and the first item that I used up was my mini of my Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop. I did use up a ColourPop lip liner. This was in Little One. I used up the NARS Velvet Lip Glide in Bound. Then I had the Becca Sunlit bronzer in Bali Sands. Nice clean pan on this one. Let's see. Next I used up my Wet n Wild contour stick, and this is in Oaks on You. Let's see, I did the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. This is completely empty, and I did have this in the shade Creme Brulee. I used up the Tarte Mini Blush in Party. That is completely done. I had the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is done. I even cut this open and got a lot more use out of it. Then I had my ColourPop lipstick in Virgo Moon. I dug everything out of this and made a Franken blush out of the rest that was in that bullet. Then I had my Stila convertible color in Ilium. This one again is completely done. And then the last item that I used up in Q2 would be my Bobbi Brown corrector in Light Bisque. Yes, in Light Bisque. And this one is completely done as well. So I was very successful in Q2, and of course mainly that was because I had, the 6 months of the year to go ahead and get these things rolled out. So let me go ahead and get my items that we're going to do for Q3 that I used up, and then also my progress items. So I had 2 items that I used up in Q3, and those are my 2 liquid liners from Clinique. I had the black and the brown. And so these I ended up using up. They ended up getting very, very streaky and not having a lot of color payoff, so I knew it was time to retire these 2. I do love the brown one. I have another one of the black liners that I'm trying to go through right now, but the brown one, I really do miss having a brown liner, and so that is something that I would consider repurchasing. But like I said, kind of a, uneventful update with having 2 rolled out, but I kind of feel like having 2 liquid liners that I was able to use up, and I've had these in my collection since 2019, which again, shame on me for having liquid liners for that long, but I am thrilled to have these out of my collection and also count these as 2 empties towards this project. So that rolls us into my progress. I have 5 items left, and so I am going to be buckling down and really trying to use these up in the last quarter of the year. If you saw my project pan, then you have seen these items. I'm going to use the same B-roll that I used in that video just because I took the B-roll on the last day of September. So basically that is what they looked like at the end of the third quarter, but they will look a little bit different because I am filming into October and I've used them a couple more times. But let me start with my large pan of Franken bronzer, and this one definitely will look a little bit different from my B-roll because I've used this a couple more times. I've expanded the pan in there. I do not see me carrying this into November. This will be done in October, so I am very thrilled to have another item that I am able to use up towards my 23 in 23 goal. But this is basically a mixture of a bunch of different bronzers that I had in my collection. Plus there are some Hourglass powders in here. So I am going to get a lot of items rolled out of my collection by using this, including an Hourglass powder that I spent a lot of money on and ended up not loving. So I was very, very happy to be able to roll that into a Franken bronzer and get use out of like a $54 powder. So I'm excited about that one. The next one that I've had really good progress on, this is my NARS Soft Matte foundation, and I do have this in Yukon, and these are my marks that I've been able to make. So at the very end of September, I did make that mark down there. I do believe that this is probably about a month worth of use, and so I accidentally tipped over the bottle while I was collecting everything, so I don't know where my line is right now, but I'm really only about a week into October when I'm filming this, so I don't think that there's been a whole lot of movement on this. But this, if I still have this at the end of October, I'll be super surprised. But this is something that obviously I've gotten a ton of use off of it. I think I've been working on this for over 8 months. So this is wonderful, wonderful bang for your buck. And I've really loved using this foundation and also getting my money's worth off of it because it is a $40 product. But again, this was a kind of a behemoth product, but I was able to make really good progress on it. Let's see here. Oh, my MAC paint pot in Painterly. This one, I ended up smushing the product over and I've been using it out of this corner, and I still really like this product. When I'm done with this and I go back to a regular eyeshadow primer that doesn't have a pigment and doesn't like blank out my eyes, I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like that's going to be a big change for me of not having something that's pigmented to blank out, especially all the blue veins and things like that that I have on my eyelids. So this might be something that I go back to, but I will have to see. But I've been working on this since August of last year, and now that I'm looking at how much product is left in it, I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish this by the end of the year. Like, it is going to be a photo finish in December, but I am using this every single day that I use eyeshadow, and I am still really loving it. When I was able to kind of squish it all to one side, it did kind of make it creamy again because it was getting a little bit dry, but it's creamy again. I love using it, and I ended up getting this during a 21 Days of Beauty, when was that? In 2021. So I got this half price, so I'm very, very happy that I've been able to get so much use out of this for the price that I was able to pick it up. The next product that I have is another one of my ColourPop lip liners. This is in another round, and let's see here. I do have my little mark on there as far as where the product will end. This is the same length that my ColourPop lip liner in Little One came up to, so that gives me a good judgment. Again, this is going to be another one that's going to be a photo finish. I know whenever I got to the end of my other lip liner, my Little One lip liner, like I did a big jump because once you sharpen it down to a certain point, the product just falls out because it's not holding on to anything at the bottom of the product. So maybe I can get this done. It is going to be me being very, very conscious, and maybe even, I don't think this is cheating to reapply it throughout the day. Before filming this, like all of my lip product had worn off, and so I did just put on a gloss, but I could have reapplied this if I wanted to. So that might be something for me to be mindful to reapply this. But overall, I still love the ColourPop lip liner formula. I think it is great, like, usage for the cost of it. I think it takes me about 7 months to go through one of these, and it's where I'm solely focusing on this as my only lip liner. So just think if I was rotating, these things would last you for years. So I love it, but again, that's going to be the one that I'm going to be very diligent, and we will have to see if that's one that I can finish before the end of the year. And then the last item that I'm working on is my Tarte highlighting palette, and I was just working on the 2 pans on the bottom to finish. That was my goal. I ended up repressing the, was this the more subtle shade or the more shimmery shade? I have a puppy dog on the move. Good boy. But I did end up repressing these together in a split pan kind of style. I'll link my repressing video up in the eye just so you guys can see. I did a full-length video on how I do my repressing, but I have been able to hit pan again up here, and this portion over here is getting really thin. This is another one that, like, I look at how much product is in there, and I don't know if I'll be able to finish the whole thing by the end of the year. But this is the only highlighter that I'm using. I use it for my face, I use it for my inner corner, I use it for my brow bone. So I am using it all over every day that I do makeup. So I'm really honed in and focused on that. That pan right there is the remnants of the shade that was in this palette at the end of last year, and it is also the 2 pans of highlighter from the Fenty duo, that is the Mean Money and Hustler Baby. That is what's in this. So if I am able to finish this, then I will technically have finished 1 whole Fenty highlighter, but really 3 pans of highlighter. So that is where I am super excited about working on that product and getting it rolled out of my collection. But these ones, I knew they were going to be my long haul items. I knew they were going to take a while just because of how much product is in them. So I am crossing my fingers. I know I'll be able to use up the bronzer, and I know I'm going to be able to use up the foundation. Those 2 I know. But the other 3, the paint pot, the lip liner, and the highlighter, those are the ones that I'm going to be watching and being very diligent about. But that is my update for 23 and 2023. I have already started picking my items for 24 and 2024, which was actually kind of difficult for me to pick because I've done such a good job of dwindling down my collection this year and bringing in a lot less than what I am using up. It was hard for me to pick items because most of my items, I don't know if I could finish them in a year. I had to take a really big look at my collection because otherwise I'm running low on lip products, and so really all I have left is traditional lipsticks, and it's hard to go through those. And so it's difficult for me to pick 24 items, but I think I was able to do it. Let me know what you think down below. Should I tack my 24 and 2024 onto the end of my 23 and 2023, or should I make it its own video? I'm trying to think of what I need to do. I know December is going to be very busy with me wrapping up all of my project pans, kind of setting the stage for my project pans for next year. But let me know if you want me to combine those 2 videos, or if you think they should be 2 different videos. I don't know what I should do. I kind of feel like I need to make them separate because the 24 and 2024 might be a little bit of a longer video because I'll be going through all the products. I will figure it out when we get closer to December, but everybody cross your fingers, say all the good vibes to the makeup gods that I will be able to use up my products by the end of the year. I really do appreciate you guys. Make sure to do all the things. Hit the thumbs up on this video. Make sure to subscribe for more panning, conscious consumerism, and eyeshadow video content. You know I love our conversations down below in the comment section, so drop me a line if you guys feel inclined to, and I really do appreciate you. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.